we will take a previous time. Listen, we took the theory of demand. You didn't take with me demand. I give you the elasticity of demand. How when the man when a seller increases the price of the product, how it would affect the revenue, the money that he will gain. And previous time, what did we talk about, girls? If you can remember, previous time, what did we talk about? Who can remember? Girls, supply and the law of supply. Me as a merchant, how can I supply العثيم? How can I supply hyperbanda? How can I supply it with the products? Today we will take theory of production. Theory of production. What is production? When to produce? When can I produce something? The theory of production. Here is it. Okay? The theory of production. In this section, you will learn how a change in the variable input results in change in output. How does it mean? I want to show you a video and then I will discuss with you. Okay? Okay. Here is the video. I try to simplify the lesson as much as I can. Here is it. Okay. Here he talks about factor of production. I want you to understand. Wait, maybe there was one easier to one. Where is it? There was a. No, what did I do?
Miss?
Yes.
Someone kicked me out of the meeting. Can you do them?
Factors of production.
So please, can you girls make each other attendee? Make each other attendee, can you?
Factors of production.
I lost it. There was an easy.
We know that the central theme of economics is scarcity. It's about using limited resources to satisfy unlimited ones. So what are resources? Well, in economics, when we talk about resources, it has to be productive, meaning we can use these resources to produce something. Suppose you want to sell awesome coffee to people. What do you need? Maybe a cafe? So you got to rent some place. That's land, isn't it? You also need water and electricity and of course coffee beans. What's these? Raw materials. What else do you need to sell coffee? What about coffee maker machines? Cash registers for cash transactions? So these are machines and tools that help us produce our goods. In this case, coffee. These are also what we call capital. Tools, machinery, even factories are considered physical capital. Another type of capital is human capital. It refers to knowledge and skills of people that enhance their production capacity. For instance, your knowledge on how to make awesome coffee is a type of human capital. One question: is money considered capital?
So girls, here she told you about the land, the resources and the labor. Labor is what? Labor are the people. People who work in the factory, or work in the company. Okay, so the economists have always thought, how many people do I hire in my factory? How many people do I hire in my office? How many people do I hire in my cafe? Okay, so here, as we said, we will learn about the change in the input. So if I will open a cafe, how many people I need to hire? How many workers I need to hire in this cafe? Because we know that economics, we study it to help us think of establishing a good business. Okay, so he says to you, production can be illustrated with production function. Production, how I produce, I produce coffee, or I produce Nivea cream, or I produce Pepsi. Okay, production function. Okay, there is something called short run and there is long run. Short run is what? Listen, girls, I open a cafe and then I hired only one man to serve the tables. If you go to a cafe and you find only one man to serve in the tables, you will go there again? Huh?
No.
So in the short run, I win. Why? Because, for example, I opened a burger restaurant, and then 10 tables of burger restaurants with servants was there. So 10 tables, and only 2 people to serve the 10 tables. I paid less. I paid only the salary for 2 people. But I gained from 10 tables. But people on the short run, yani today, after tomorrow, next week, I won more money. But later people will stop coming. So in the long run, I will do what? I will lose. In the short run, I may win. Short run, yani in these days, I may win. Yes, because I just hired 2 people. I just paid the salary for 2. So I'm not paying a lot. So I won money. But in the long run, I will lose because people will stop coming to my restaurant. They will stop because it is always busy and there are enough servants. So a short run is the time now. And then we have the long run. Okay, so this is the short run. Okay, he says to you, no change occurs in land or equipment. As we watch in the video, the land is the cafe, my cafe or my restaurant, and the equipment, if I'm buying grills for the burger.
Teacher, you're muted.
Yes.
You're muted.
Somebody muted you.
Here, girls, you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, we go back to our slide. Everyone is attendee? Okay, so production can be illustrated with a production function. I will show you the figure now, how the input or the output change with the amount of input change. How many money I will gain, how much money I gain if I hired more people. So when economists analyze production, they focus on short run, a period so brief that only the amount of variable input can be changed. How does it mean? What does it mean? Here is it. This is the total. Yes, this. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, this is the number of workers. Yani I hired 1 or 2 servants, I gain 20. I product, sorry, not gain, I product 20. Because I'm talking here about production. If I hire for Of course, I will produce more. The more workers I hire, the more production I produce, the more goods. So if I hire 4 chefs, so I produce more food in the restaurant, right or not?
Yes.
Okay. If I have hello girls.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
What is this? What are these sounds?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, so the more workers I hire, the more I can produce. Okay? If I hire 4 chefs, I will have like 100 plates. If I hire 1 chef, I will produce 20 plates. You understand this part? But look here, we have 3 stages. We have the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Green, yellow, and red, which is red is danger. Let's see what does it mean. So we understand now the short-run production. Yani if I have 4 workers, I have 100 dishes a day. Okay, change in manufacturing, such as the 4-fold increase in staff described in the news, happen all the time in any type of business. In fact, if you have ever worked in the fast food industry, this girls, the one who breathed this and breathed in the mic, this is impolite of you. It's not good. Yani, respect yourself and behave, please. Okay? Ever worked in the fast food industry, you already know that the number of workers is the easiest factor of production for a business to change. How? I will tell you a story, girls. This is real. My friend, she established a business, a cafe. This cafe produces coffee in the morning with the sandwiches, light sandwiches, and afternoon burgers, chicken, yani fast, yani light food, not hot meals, not rice and this. And then the chef wanted to travel. So what will she do? She switched off. She closed her restaurant for 2 weeks till she finds another one. Okay? So the number of the workers change all the time. They do not stay all the time. Okay? You understand me? Yani you cannot change your if you open, for example, in Tahliya Street, not every month you close and then you go open in Al-Ulaya Street and then you go open in Salmaniya. No, the land doesn't change too much, but the workers they change. Okay, yani this is the element or the factor of production that it change more is the workers. You understand me?
Yes.
Okay. So have you heard about people who their companies are downgrading, so they fire some employees, and that's it? Okay. Then, so they say that other changes, there are other changes, but they take place in the long run. In the long run. For example, if the money for the land increased, like, you know, there is a restaurant, Kofia. Kofia is in, you know, Kofia, you saw it? You know about the Kofia restaurant in Tahliya Street?
Yes.
It opened and then it changed its place. Why it changed its place? Because it needs a larger place. But if it closes in this street and opened in another street, it will lose some of their customers. Okay? So when you change your place, it is not easy, but you can easily change the workers. You understand?
Yes.
Yes,
So
miss.
there is a change for short time and a change
Yes.
for a long time. Type, if I, as we said, if I am the owner of Al-Kufiyya and then I have 100 tables and then I had an idea, okay, I will not hire 20 servants, I will hire only 10. So the people, the guests of Al-Kufiyya, when they go there, they will get bored. The food is not fast. The food is not ready. I ask for water for an hour. No, will not come back here again. So in the long run, when you reduce the number of the workers, you lose money in the long run. So I want to open a business. I don't know how many workers should I hire. There are 3 stages how to hire workers. As we saw in the figure, as we read in the column, 0 units of total output are produced with 0 workers. If I don't have any workers, I will not have any output. If no one works there, no one will produce anything. Nothing is produced. But when I hire 7, when I hire 1, I'm sorry, I produce 7. When I hire 2, I produce 14. Okay, marginal product, the measure of output shown in the 3rd column here, that the measure is marginal product, the extra output or change in total product caused by adding 1 or more unit of variable input. Leave this here. This is the important stage of production. First stage of production, how, when I open a restaurant, when I open a company, I know how many workers do I hire. Stage of production. In deciding how many workers to hire, the companies should preview 3 stages of production. Number 1, increase return. Number 2, diminishing return. Diminish is to finish. And number 3, negative return. Return is the money comes to me. In stage number 1, okay, here, as we said in short run, every firm faces the question how many workers to hire. In stage number 1, increase marginal returns. What I gain more money. In the first stage of the production function is the phase which the marginal product I gain of each additional worker increases the money I gain. Again, imagine with me, we are the owners of Al Kufaya. When I hire 1 more, I will gain more money because people will be more satisfied. I asked for a water and then he went quickly and he brought me the water. I won't go back there again. The food was hot, was served hot. He was standing next to me. He brought for me an extra chair. There are people who are serving you around you, so you feel relaxed. Okay, when your daughter wanted to ask for the bathroom, he showed her the way. So you understand, girls, he hired many workers, so he produced more. He could serve customers more. The teacher, what if it's not a restaurant? What if it's in a firm? If it's in a firm, okay, or a factory, okay. I am the one who likes to make abayas. You know abayas? So I hired.
Yes.
I hired 10 workers. So at the end of the day, we produced 20 abayas. But what if I hire 2? I will produce only 4. Okay? Again, I own an atelier for abayas, Nada abayas. Okay? And then I hired 10 women to help me. At the end of the day, I produced 20. The next day, 20. So I produce more and I gain more. Okay? And then my name will be so famous around the Riyadh and everyone will come and buy from Nada's abayas. So this is stage 1. The more workers I hire, the more I produce, the more money I gain. Okay, and the 10 women I hire, they will cooperate with each other. This woman will teach the other woman. You tell her, come, I will show you how to make the tail of the abaya. How can we add this embroidery? How can we make a cut from here? I don't know these stitches from out, and how can we match the veil with the abaya, this color? They cooperate together. This is stage 1. So the more workers I hire, the more money I gain. The more I produce, the more I gain. Okay? This is stage 1. Agree with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Then we move to stage
Yes.
2. What happens is this, Joe. The total production is growing, okay? But not as before. I hired 10 women to produce abayas. Then I hired what? I hired more 5. So they became 15 women. So I produced not 20, 10 give me 20. So 15 should give me 30. But no. They are 15, they didn't give me 30. They give me around 25. Yani the increasement was not as before. Okay, why? Maybe I hired more workers as assistants. They were not able to produce 2 complete abayas by the end of the day. Maybe these women that whom I hired didn't have a place to sit in and finish the 2 abayas per day. Maybe one of them got sick. So it started not to increase the production. Yani I increased the workers, but the production didn't increase with me. It increased like 50% only, but it didn't increase as stage 1. The more I increase, the more I produce, the more I hire. The more workers I hire, the more when I produce. No. Now I hired 5 more, but they only produce 5 abayas a day, not 10 abayas a day. No. So this is in stage number 2. I start to hire more workers, but I didn't gain a lot. I didn't produce a lot. So the output increases, yes, but not in a good rate, in a diminishing rate. Diminishing is a few rate. Okay, yani I hired 5 women to create abayas, they only give me 3 abayas. Not like before, I hired 10, they give me 20. No, you understand?
Yes.
But what if I said to myself, I will hire more 10 women? Is it good? Is it a good idea?
No.
No.
I want you to think. Now I established my abaya, my Nada's abayas, and I hired 10 women and I put for them 10 machines, sewing machines, and they produced for me 20 abayas a day. Each woman produces 2 abayas at the end of the day. Then I hired 5, but those 5 were not they didn't produce as the first 10 produced. They only produced 3 abayas. Shall I hire more 10 workers?
No.
What if I
No.
got an idea and I said to myself, okay, I will hire more people. I will hire more 5 workers. So now I have 20 workers. Now I will start to what happened to my firm or to my business.
Decrease, right?
Yes, it will lose.
We lose.
Yeah, they will start fighting with each other. They will start, you took my idea, you took my idea. There will not be this environment of work. They will not, because it's not a good, there is no enough place for all of them. Okay? And then at the end of the day, I produced 40 abayas, but people don't want the 40 abayas. They were okay with the 20 abayas. The demand on my abayas didn't increase, so I start to lose. Because I have to, if people want to buy 20 abayas, I have to produce 25 abayas. I sell 20 and then 5 for any case of emergencies anyone wants or any sudden request. But I produce 40 and I only sell 20, so I start to lose money. And this happens in stage number 3. Negative marginal returns. In the firm hires too many workers. They will get in each other's way. They cause output to fall. The output at the end will fall. So in stage 3 then is where the marginal products of additional workers are negative. When I add a worker, I get a negative result. I add a worker, I get a negative result. For example, if I have 10 workers, the 11th has a marginal product of -3, and the 12th is -10, causing output to fall because if this would cause total production to decrease. The number of workers a firm hire can only be found in stage 2. So in stage 2 is When you reach stage 2, you have to stop hiring. So in stage 1, you are perfect. The more you hire, the more you produce, the more you gain. But when you reach stage 2 and you feel that the more you hire, the more you gain, but not, the more produce, but not as much as you hire, do not hire more workers. You understand, girls?
Yes,
So
teacher.
this is the theory of production. And the theory of production, as we said at the beginning, he depends on, in order to produce, I should have land, labor, okay? Land, where is it was written? Land, labor, there was a, and equipments, okay? Yeah, yes, here, the land, the labor, the equipment. But what is more exposed to change is the what is the
total.
labor, the workers. Because technology doesn't change a lot. I bought 10 sewing machines, nothing will happen to the 10 sewing machines. I bought a land to establish my factory, nothing will happen to the land. Okay? I bought equipment like threads, like needles, nothing will happen to the threads and needles. But what will happen? Who will change?
The labor.
The labor, the workers. So those workers are more disposed to change. So in order to determine, I have to think well. How many workers do I hire in my company, in my business? So girls, in order to establish a business, it's not that easy. Let's open a business. No, you have to study well. Where do you open this business? Which equipment do you buy in this business? Which technology does help you in this business? And the workers, how many workers do you hire? Okay, and you have to create a good environment for them, because a worker in a good environment will produce more than a worker in a bad environment. Okay.
Miss, somebody is playing with the settings.
So girls, you understood what I wanted to say? Let me show you another video.
Yes.
Miss.
Yes, dear.
Okay, and when you reach stage 2, Miss, like we'll substitute, like for example, changing the workers, like don't increase the number, just change the members. Will it affect the business?
If you do not change the workers, you do what, dear?
I mean, for example, you said that in stage 1 you hire workers and your money increases, right?
Yes.
And in stage 2, as you hire yani more, you will get the yani good income, but not as much as
Yes.
before.
Yes.
So, Miss, in the stage, instead of hiring more, if you change the workers you bought, will it affect the business yani a lot?
Yes. Maybe. Yes. Maybe here I am talking about production. Maybe do not produce more if people will not buy more. When you find like your business is not increasing, no one is buying more, do not hire more. Okay, when you reach to stage 2, when you feel like when I hired one more worker and the money didn't increase, so do not hire. Go stop hiring.
Miss, but like changing them.
Yes,
Like after you
change.
hired 5 and it didn't
Yes.
work, so you tell them to go and hire another 5 yani. It's still 15. You just change the 5 that you hired.
Maybe I don't need to produce more. Okay. 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 You understand me? You want to chain them with more excellent yani workers?
Ah, yes.
Maybe not the problem in their excellency. Maybe their problem is in the place, as I said for you. Maybe the atmosphere. Maybe the number is more than needed. There is, for example, if we hire another teacher, for example, at school, if you hire another teacher and she's just have 6 classes a week. So you feel like it is useless. Why would I hire a salary for one more teacher for only 6 periods? Okay, so the problem is not in her excellency. The problem is in why would I hire her? Okay.
Okay.
Yes, watch this.
Whenever you're watching this, welcome to the Mr. Sin channel. Today for economics, we're going to be talking about the factors of production. So sit back, subscribe to the video, because of course, why not? It's free, support the channel, and let's figure out what the factors of production are. Now, before we get started, make sure you take out your guided notes. You can find them in the description below. The guided notes will go along with the video and it'll help you remember all the important concepts. It'll be important for you to do this so that way when you have your test or quiz, you know all the information and you don't have to go back and rewatch this. Now, the factors of production are used to produce things in our society. The factors of production are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. These are the things that get used to produce stuff. Now, it seems very simple, and that's because they kind of are. Just think about it. It's logic. You have to have land to be able to produce whatever you want to make. You have to have labor to have people that are willing to spend their time and energy to produce your product. You have to have capital. Capital meaning money and the tools to be able to build whatever you are deciding to produce. And the entrepreneurship, that's the idea. You have to have an idea for your company, the idea to create the product, the idea of the product. When you have these 4 things, you have the factors of production. Now, the factors of production get used in a bunch of different ways. It depends on what country you live in. It depends on the business or the services that are going to be provided. All these things have to go into it. But the factors of production hopefully aren't that complicated. Now, we're going to do some practice problems and see if you can identify which of the factors of production are being used. All right, so now during these practice problems, if you ever need more time, just pause the video. But our first one is on the screen right now, this picture. Which of the 4 factors of production do you think are being used here? You have land, capital, labor, or entrepreneurship. Take your time. All right, if you need more time, pause it, but if you think you got it, and if you said land, you are correct. Yes, all resources would be part of land. So that would include water and coal and iron and all these different things that we take from the world. All right, next practice problem. Let's see if you can get this one. All right, so we have a bunch of pictures up again. Think you can figure it out? Need more time? Pause the video. If you guessed entrepreneurship, you are correct. This is showing the ideas that come to create a product, the idea, the spark, the innovation. All right, let's go to another one. All right, we have the picture up on the board right now. It's a wonderful picture if I do say so myself. And if you need more time, make sure you pause the video. And if you said labor, you are correct. It is labor. That's right, labor. These are the people who are producing it. They're not the people that came up with the original idea, but they're the people working to create this product. All right, let's go into some word problems next. All right, so we're on to the word problems now. And remember, all the answers will be land, labor, capital, or entrepreneurship. Those are our 4 factors of production. Make sure you remember those because those will be important. All right, our first problem is up. You have an idea to start a business and you decide to take a risk and do it. Which of the 4 factors of production is it? Take your time, think it through. All right, if you need more time, pause the video. But if you said land, you are absolutely incorrect. I apologize. It is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship there. You are coming up with the idea for the business and you're going to take the risk to do it. All right, let's say you do start your business and now you have to go and purchase office supplies to be able to run your day-to-day operations. Which of the 4 factors of production is being shown here? Think about it. Do you got it? No? Oh, no. Pause the video then if you need to. The answer is capital. That's right. It is capital. You have to go out and purchase things for the day-to-day operations. Even those office supplies are capital goods. If you remember from the economic question video, we talked about capital goods. If you need a refresher, you can click the card on the top right and check that out. All right, we'll do one more word problem, and it is this. Your prompt is water, iron, coal. Which of the 4 factors of production was just shown? If you need more time, make sure you pause that video. If not, and if you said land, you are absolutely correct. Hopefully now the 4 factors of production are making sense. They're not too difficult, but they're really important for us to understand because this is how we produce things. Businesses have to figure out what they're going to do with the 4 factors of production. What resources are they going to use? How will they use them? Eventually we'll be getting into PPF charts and looking at how do we use resources efficiently. What happens when we use them inefficiently? So it'll be important to have this foundation before we get into the more complicated things. As always, thank you for watching the video.
And then, guys, we discussed the labor, specifically the labor and the labor change. Because I couldn't find an easy video for a labor change. Let me check. Yeah, no, about specifically about labor change, no. Only the 4 factors of production. Grade 9, are you here?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay, you understood?
Yes.
Girls, you have
Yes.
to
Yes,
download
thank
the
you.
presentation because I will test you from the presentation, not from anything, okay? Because the presentation is easier for you.
Okay.
Okay, miss.
Yes, dear.
Our last homework in page 109. Did you want us to
Yes.
solve all the questions or only specific ones?
No, only specific.
Like which number?
Girls, I feel
We
like
have-
did you download your weekly plan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I feel like I'm more ahead of the weekly plan. Right?
Yeah, we're supposed to take what is supply today.
Yes, and supply we took it previous time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so so today you will answer not the homework of supply because this is what you are going to find in the weekly plan, and I am awake more than the weekly plan. I am ahead of the weekly plan. So I will create an online assignment for you about the homework you are supposed to answer this week.
Okay.
Okay?
miss.
Okay, حبايبي. See you later, girls.
Thank you.
See you
Bye.
later.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
miss.
Bye,
Thank you so
sweetheart.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, miss.
I hope you
Bye.
understand the economics. I try to simplify it والله as much as I can.
Yes, teacher, we do. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Okay, miss. Are you
Yes,
still